Good morning, everybody. We're out here in the berry field. We are closed for the U-pick this morning, but the other patch we have, the one that's weedier, that we're kind of just saving for ourselves, is doing pretty well. This is my 7th quart in about, I would say, 45 minutes. Not great, but it's still picking up, like I said. You can see here all of this is all, we have like 4 or 5 different varieties, and every variety is different. So like this one, you can see all the nice green small berries down in there, and they're still growing. Like that's always gonna grow a little more yet. But these ones usually don't get real big, but they're kind of like little circles. Like they're not like the triangle shaped kind of berry you're used to seeing, but they're still a very nice berry, but they're also a little bit softer berry, and they're very good tasting. So we gotta get these picked off, because if we don't get these ones picked off, what'll happen is they'll start to rot, because the leaves are so dense in the foliage that it keeps the moisture down in there, and then lay wet for too long or they will start to rot. So we're making sure we get these off of here, and while I'm down here, Frank and Steph and Sammy are all up in the upper ones. That's a different variety. It's kind of a later variety. They're more of the triangular shape that you're used to seeing, and they're getting quite a bit off there as well. So we'll see what we get here this morning. We're going for like 60, 70 quarts, but we'll see what happens. Here's one I missed in a different row. I really like these ones. They have a nice color to them, a nice shine. But like I said, for some reason, like berries are obviously always soft, but these ones just seem to be, boy, I can't talk today, a little bit softer than most. Here's one that rotted, and it's only rotted because the birds got it. And then this one, I'll pick this one here too. So, I mean, these aren't bad. This one's kind of small. These two right here is kind of the size we're looking for, but we're kind of just taking whatever is red, as long as it's nice. Here's another one. Gita, how did you get out here, Gigi? Okay, so we just got finished with our second harvest of the year. We got 85. There was me, Steph, Frank, and Sammy. You can see them all. They're all pretty nice. Still waiting for them to come on a little bit better. It's just a little bit early yet. But with all the sunshine and we got all that rain, everything should be really picking up here within the next couple days is what I'm hoping. So I'm gonna haul these out to the market, get them set up, and get back to the farm so we can start loading. We're down here at the greenhouses. I'm in number 2. The guys and girls already got this all done. And when I say that, I mean Sammy, Steph, and Frank. We still have quite a bit in here, but not a lot. Some of it is the stuff that we're gonna plant into our fields. And then they're all over in number 1, getting stuff out of there. Yeah. Oh, we can put a couple of tomatoes in the car.
Okay.
But yeah, this looks really good so far.
What is that? Cucumbers. Those are
They're loading on cucumbers right now. That was pumpkins.
we have, Frank, do we have like
This is about all the hang baskets we have in flowers. I think there's about 3 or 4 left yet, but you can see we planted a pretty late planting of hanging basket tomatoes. A lot of our customers know them as tumbling toms. You can see that whole side over there. And then above me here, this whole row is all tomato hanging baskets. And then in the other greenhouse, which I didn't show you, we have another whole row of them. And then down here is all cucumbers, pickles, cantaloupe, watermelon. I think that's everything. I don't think I missed anything. This is all gonna be for our fields. So right there is our last 3 flower hanging baskets. Then they'll all be gone. Hopefully we can have a good day tomorrow and get rid of them, because really, we want to get done here within the next 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to happen, but ideally we'd be done within 2 weeks, and then we can just start focusing on the fields, because we don't have a lot of time now to spend in our greenhouses watering them and taking care of everything. Now I'm at the lower high tunnel. You can see the pond is still brown down there from the rain we got. I'm going to turn the fan on in here. This one gets really hot. This tomato, I don't know what's going on with it. It's definitely not too dry, but it looks like it might have some kind of disease or something. We're gonna have to get it out of here before it contaminates any of the other ones. This is the Primo Red row. You can see how that row up there is doing really well. This row's doing really well. That row's doing really well. Those 2 or 3 tall plants down there are cherry tomatoes. But then there's this row. This is the Primo Reds, and it is just not doing like it should. We actually had to plant this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one all back in because they didn't take hold, they didn't grow. And the rest of the row did half decent. You can see they're growing pretty nice, but they're just not doing as good as the other ones. So pretty sure next year we are gonna totally get rid of Primo Reds, or at least I'm gonna really push getting rid of them to my parents because I don't like them, and obviously just want to get rid of them. Over here is the cherry tomatoes. You can see how crazy they're doing. I mean, obviously their plants grow a lot bigger and a lot taller, but they're just doing really well. I'm probably gonna have to end up screwing another stake to this stake right here, extending it up that way, you know, the tomatoes don't fall down, because every year what happens is they get so tall, we just can't tie them no more, and then what happens is they tip over and they end up kinking the stems, and it really hurts them. It's not good for them. And then on top of that, we have tomatoes laying all over the ground. So to avoid that this year, I'm gonna try and get the stakes on top of them, and they'll probably end up going all the way to this pipe up here, which I've never seen them that tall before. But between putting all the nutrients in the ground that we needed to, and then putting the cow manure in here, the tomatoes just absolutely love that, and they are doing probably the best this year than they ever have. Hopefully I don't jinx myself. So I'm gonna turn these on, turn that fan on, and then they're gonna finish up loading truck, and we're gonna head to the field and start planting. So then now the water's running out of there, through the black line, all the way up to the top here, where my header line is for the tomatoes. And this valve is already set for the most part, so that way we can maintain our 12 PSI. And then after it slowly builds up, this pressure gauge will fill up, and it should be, like I said, right around 10, 12. Okay, so we just got back from lunch. Berries are picked, like I said. Truck's loaded. We're about to head to the field with all the equipment. So here is our water wheel planter. I'm gonna try and just give you a little bit of an overview before we start. Here is our seats. We actually put boat seats on here a couple years ago. They work really well and they're waterproof. Here is where we'll have our water wheel going around. And that's what's gonna, this is our hose right here. So the water is gonna be in there. It's gonna come through the hose, out of this nozzle here into the water wheel, and then there's a hole in that water wheel every so many inches. It's gonna poke the hole and it's gonna water at the same time. The plant, I mean, it's gonna water when it pokes down into the plastic, and it'll be a lot easier to show you, but that's just how it'll work. So my dad will sit here, Sammy's gonna sit here, and they'll just take turns going back and forth, back and forth. We're gonna start out with peppers. We'll have a water tank at each end of the field, and I think it should all go pretty smoothly. It's kind of funny how gravity works. Like, this tank is lower, but it has so much pressure because the hole coming out at the bottom, it just wants to release. It comes down below both tanks, comes back up, and now it's pouring into this tank at a pretty high rate of speed. And this is a 90-gallon tank, and you can see how fast it's coming out of there. That should fill that no problem within about 2 or 3 minutes. Usually, if we don't have enough pressure to fill that tank up, what we'll have to do is grab this pump over here as our little pusher pump to push it out of here into there. But just the way everything's working right now, we don't need it, and it saves us a little bit of time. Sammy just got up here with the wheels. For peppers, we plant them side by side. We use these 2 smaller wheels. So what we'll do is one wheel will go, I think, on each side of this, and then a bar will go through both those wheels, and that way they can each plant their own row. Watch it doesn't go all the way at once and you pinch your fingers. Let me take some weight off this one.
I can't.
Okay. Twist and push the other time.
I can't.
Hold on.
Oh, there we go. We're going more.
Try it again. You can see the water is getting full. Somebody tell me, go up there and look quick.
It's definitely cool.
I want as full as I can get it.
Whoa, okay, stop.
Is that it?
Uh-huh. We don't even have room to take it out. There's so much in there.
That's perfect. Okay, so the tank's full. We got the water wheels on. So like I was telling you before, the water's gonna come out of both these sides because we're planting peppers. When we're doing tomatoes, it's only one. But anyway, you can see that hole. I think you can see that hole down through there. Yeah, right there. And there's another hole right there. And there's multiple holes around the entire wheel. And so when that spins around, it drops the water out. It'll punch a hole. Well, actually, it'll punch the hole. And you can see the right there. You see that hole there. It'll punch the hole, release the water, and then they'll press the plant in all at one time. Okay, so all in all, we had a really good day. We got 90 quarts of strawberries picked, got truck loaded, planted all of the early peppers, and now we got 4 rows of the tomatoes in. We wanted to plant 6 for our early, and then probably in about 10 days, we want to plant our second planting, which we call our late planting of tomatoes. But 4 rows in for now is really good. We're gonna hopefully plant the other 2 rows tomorrow once we get home from market. But it's really hard for my parents with the market going on. My dad's got other farm work to do, and my mom and dad both gotta work together and watch the greenhouses. So they've got a lot going on. They're not gonna get that planted while we're at market. So hopefully when we get home around 3, 4 o'clock, we can get that done. And then all of our early tomatoes and peppers will be finished. And then I'll be moving on to the cantaloupe and watermelon, stuff like that, and zucchini, cucumbers, all that stuff. So I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.